Hi, I'm Angus from Red Video, and in this tutorial we're going to go over how to use the Blue Yeti microphone to record directly to your computer. So I really like using this microphone. It's pretty simple to use. It connects directly to your computer with a USB, which most computers should have, and I haven't had a recording software yet that won't recognize it almost immediately. So great sound, very affordable, easy to use. Perfect, right? So it does come with its own base stand, which you could use to sit it on your desktop, or sometimes I'll prop it up with books or something like that if I don't have a stand, like a larger stand. But I do prefer to use a larger stand to put the microphone on, just because it brings it up higher and closer to my mouth. So I find I get a better quality recording with that. Now, you should know, if you're listening to this wondering why it doesn't sound so great, that's because at this moment you're hearing the sound that is being recorded directly through my camera's microphone. The camera is right in front of a window with a lot of traffic behind it, and above me there is a fluorescent light. So I've intentionally left some environmental issues that will interfere with the sound. And the microphone on the camera that I'm using just isn't that great. So we'll hear the difference when I actually plug this in and switch the sound over. Now, before I show you how to set it up, I'm going to go over some features on the body. The microphone is meant to be used from the sides, not the top. So if you turn the microphone to the top, or your mouth and over the top, you won't really get anything that great out of it. You should be recording from one of the sides, depending on the mode you've selected. On the front of the body, we have a mute button, which does exactly what you think. It mutes any sound from going through the microphone to your computer, so you won't get any sound. We have a volume control for the headphone jack. You can plug a pair of headphones right into the microphone, so you can do a monitor right off the microphone. I do recommend plugging headphones into the computer and not into the microphone, because you want to hear it the way it's being recorded and not the way the microphone hears it. You may find that after you've got everything set up and you've checked your levels and everything, you plug in here so you can hear it without any delay. On the back of the microphone, we have two controls. We have gain, which you use for controlling the volume of the recording, and then we also have a mode selection. We have stereo, we have omnidirectional, cardioid, and bidirectional. And last but not least, there is a USB plug at the bottom of the microphone, which just takes a small standard size. So most of us have these cables for hard drives or cameras, things like that. So let's plug it in. So now I'm going to open QuickTime Player, and I'm going to start a new audio recording. Now, if you're using Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, you should be able to have, you do have options for recording directly into those softwares, as well as any audio recording software. Just to keep it simple, I'm going to use QuickTime Player. So QuickTime Player, I go to File, New Audio Recording, and then this window here pops up, and if I drop down my options for recording, I'm going to choose the Yeti stereo microphone. And so there I can see it's really kicking there. It's bouncing pretty far on both sides, which tells me I have a good strong signal. Now, in some software you would use the level controls right in the program. In QuickTime Player there's no volume adjustment for the audio recording, so I'm not going to do that. I would do any adjustments right on the body of the microphone. Blue Yeti Blue recommends that you turn the dial right to the center, and that basically gives you your middle point. And if you need less sound, you turn it down. If you need more volume, you turn it up. Okay, so now let's hit record and see what we get. So I've hit record there, so now you should be hearing my voice through the Blue Yeti and not through the camera microphone. So how it detects the sound is going to be determined by what mode you have it set to. Right now I'm in stereo mode, which means it's picking up sound from both sides of the microphone like this. There is a little bit of overlap, so you'll hear some sound being picked up from that direction as well as this direction, but it's really kind of aiming its ears in these directions. Now let's flip over to omnidirectional. Omnidirectional has a pickup pattern that wraps all the way around the microphone, so this is the kind of thing you would use if you're recording ambient sound, or you're using it for a conference call, something like that, where you want to hear the sound coming from all directions. The last setting here is bidirectional, and I've switched it to bidirectional now, And this you could use if you have two speakers on either side of the microphone. So if I had a speaker where the camera is and I'm here, then I could use this setting to record from both ends of the microphone. So that side and this side. Stereo's like this. Omnidirectional is all the way around the microphone. Cardioid is like this, so mostly this side of the microphone. And bidirectional is on these two sides here. So now we're in cardioid. And cardioid is meant to pick up sound from primarily this area of the microphone. So on this side of it where a speaker would sit. This is great for doing narrations, podcasts, things like that. And you want to get pretty close in. So you can hear quite a difference between my voice back here and my voice up here. And I'm not changing how strong or how loudly I'm speaking. I'm trying to keep that consistent. So you can hear as I'm close, that's pretty loud. And as I come back, it really changes quite a bit. So you don't want to have the microphone too far away because it gets weak pretty quickly. You want to have your speaker up really close. The only downside to doing this is you're going to have the speaker's voice will create wind, which will hit the microphone. You might have heard that a few times already. If that's something you're combating, then you can use something like a pop screen. So a pop filter or a screen is basically designed to mount on the microphone. It just kind of clamps on. I'm not going to do that for the sake of time. And then goes between the microphone and your speaker. So when I do this, it should eliminate some of that sound or some of that wind from hitting the microphone. It should reduce the popping of my P's and things like that. The last thing I'll show you is AdVideo's reflection filter. And the idea with the reflection filter is that this one in particular mounts right on the stand where your microphone is. So I would put it like this. I'm not going to put it on the other side because it'll get in the way of the shot, obviously. So this one just kind of clamps on to the stand. And what this does is it kind of reflects the voice back off of this cushion or off of this fabric here and toward the microphone. But it also shields us from external noises. So I've used this to record sound in rooms where there is air conditioning units going or a lot of background noise, things like that. And it really just kind of eliminates some of that background noise and isolates the speaker. So you put those three things together, you get the Blue Yeti, you get the pop filter, you get the reflection screen, and you're going to have a really great recording. I often record without the reflection screen right at my computer. And to be honest, I wish I used it more frequently. I always forget that we have it. But if I did this, I wouldn't have to do things like block off noise from my hard drive fans or some of the environmental noise where I do my work. So those three things should give you really great sound. So that's the Blue Yeti microphone in a nutshell. I hope this tutorial has kind of removed any barriers you might have had to using it. It really is easy to use though, and you would have figured it out without this tutorial. So best thing to do is just, come in, try it out, see how it works in different environments, or see how it works as you're listening to it through the headphones, and then play back your recording and see what you think. Thanks for watching.